Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we've got an interesting knife to do a review on today. This is the MBK knives. This is the, I get them mixed up, this is the Wolverine. So there's two versions of this knife. The Wolverine is the smaller version, and this is the one here that's the smaller version. It's got like a 3.5-inch blade with with a 3-inch cutting edge. Overall length's about 7.5. We'll measure this one in just a minute. As opposed to the saber tooth, which is a larger version of this, with a 4-inch blade, 3.5-inch cutting edge, and an overall length of 8.5 inches. So an additional inch on top of what's here. So let's go ahead and look at that. You're looking at, as mentioned, there's 3.5 inches on the blade length, about 3 inches on the overall, and then 7. I'm getting 7.25. I'm not getting 7.5 for the overall length, so I'm getting 7.25 there. So take that as it is. All right, let's go ahead and get a weight on this knife. This one is 3.75 ounces, so not bad at all. Usually anything less than 5 ounces is good for me, and depending on the knife, maybe even more than that. All right, let's go ahead and compare this to some knives that you may be familiar with. Let's do the QSP Penguin. That's a knife that a lot of people are familiar with. Here's the Vostita Acorn, another smaller knife. All right, and let's get another couple of knives out here. The Monterey, which is probably going to be about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger there, and the CGRB Pyrite. All right, let's look now at the Benchmade 940. That's the Benchmade Osborne, and here's the Ozark Trail. And then a couple of more, even larger knives. That's the Kaiser Militao and the CGRB Feldspar. All right, let's look at the thickness on this knife. I think it's going to be fairly thin. We're looking at it. It's thinner than the Militao there. I think this was probably going to be able to. 940 is a little bit thinner there, and the Ozark Trail is a good bit thicker there. QSP Penguin, about the same. So that'll tell you about how that goes. In pocket, you've got that's the profile there. There it is against the QSP Penguin. This is probably going to be somewhat similar here with the Monterey. Here it is against the CGRB Pyrite. All right. So it's going to take up a little bit of real estate. This blade is kind of tall, but a good portion of that does fit down into the scales there. Let's grab a pair of pants here and take a look how it actually looks in pocket. And there you have it. Definitely not deep carry, but not a lot sticking up there. Our blade steel on this one is, if you can, there we go, S90V. On this one it's satin. If this were a stonewash finish, I would probably like this knife even more than I do. So, but it is satin, and then of course titanium scales with this nice milling pattern here, kind of a diamond milling. We'll go ahead and take a look at the knife itself while we've got it here. We've got the standoffs there, no backspacer, no real place for a lanyard if that's something that's important to you. Jimping, we've got jimping right here on this, on the thumb ramp there. and which is also the front flipper there. Price on this is $140, which is awesome. You're talking about S90V titanium. You're talking about a knife designed by Ray Laconico, which is, for some reason, one of my more favorite designers. Opening methods are this. You can do this fuller in this opening hole here, although it's a little strained to get up there to the opening hole, and this is not very sharp here, so it sometimes takes a concerted effort to or a concentrated effort to get your finger in there. Front flipping, this is where this one shines. It actually front flips very well. Really like the blade shape. In hand, it is comfortable. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. That is comfortable. That is comfortable. That is comfortable. So pretty much it's a comfortable handle. One thing I would say, that if you're doing a push cut, you probably want to stay back here on that jimping, as this edge here is rather thin, so that's not going to be comfortable for if you're pushing on that top of that blade very long. Center, well, we can go ahead and look at lock up there, and then close it and look at centering. No blade play, no up and down, side to side. I have disassembled and cleaned that. So cleaned this one as well as tuned it. So take that how you like as well, because I mean I've already adjusted on it. So scale material again is titanium. If you're reaching in your pocket to get something else out and you've got this knife in the pocket, not a big deal. It's got a nice clip here, and it has nice ramp there. Makes it easy to take this knife in and out of pocket quite easily. And so there it is in the closed position. This knife, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm trying to decide if I would like to get one like this or get the larger version, the saber tooth. Again, this is the Wolverine, and it looks very, very similar. Very, pretty much the same knife except a different size. So yes, this would be one that I would recommend. I like this one. I like this one a good bit. You've got good materials. You got titanium. You've got S90V, and you've got $140, which is not bad. Of course, the knife is made in China, and I do not know who the OEM is for this one. If I find out later on, then I'll plan on splashing that up on the screen. But that's pretty much it. Access to the lock bar is good, as you can see there. No issue there with getting to the lock bar. I think I'd forgotten to mention that. For the hardware, you've got is that T8? That is not. Let's see if we can grab a T8, because I believe that's a T6 there. That's T8. We've got T8 on the pivot, and we've got T8 on the body screw. So that's a win in my opinion as well. So there you have it. That's the Monterey Bay knives. This is the Wolverine. Hope you've enjoyed the review. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this knife. And hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope to see y'all again soon. And thank you so much for watching.